All of us in this room know that the legal market is going through a change point and nothing is going to be the same again.
This is one of Riverview Law's annual educational event. It will provide a glimpse into the future, which I think from this morning you'll probably realise is both different and fascinating.
It's here, and when I say tech, I'm kind of using it as an all-inclusive term to include data and information technologies and communication. It's growing, it's not going away, and I'm sorry, I love to say this when I go out and talk to lawyers, get over it. I can't tell you how many times I hear lawyers say, but we can't do these things with tech because law is inherently unpredictable.
Oxford did a study last year. They looked at 700 professions. They looked at the potential for those to be automated, and they reckon that 47% of all the jobs that exist today could simply be automated out of existence in the next 10 to 20 years. Lawyers, accountants, economists were all very high on that list.
A lot of people think that change in the legal market occurred when obviously we had the economic downturn in 2008, the Legal Services Act in 2007. That wasn't it. It started in 1989 when Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web. Because from that, everything has moved remarkably fast.
Better and faster makes it cheaper. The goal is not to make it cheaper at the start, it's to do it better and faster. That's how it makes it cheaper over time. So stop focusing in everything you're doing on tech on how you can try to engage in a race to the bottom in costs. Because while costs are expensive, the result will naturally be better if you focus on the process, you focus on the project management, you develop the knowledge resources, you staff your matters internally and externally to efficiency and results, and you're able to measure it. Suddenly, it becomes cheaper.
In AI, quite often we come up with theoretical solutions, but we need to show how they actually apply in the real world, and law is the perfect domain for that.
So we're changing the world of programming, we're democratizing knowledge, but we also democratize the whole way how we augment intelligence.
We need to be focusing more on critical thinking and less on high-powered Googling.
It's not just understanding the data, but it's data like you and I understand context, language.
These technologies are here now, and you can do things with them, but you've got to get the behaviours and the culture right. So a lot of our effort has been focused on recognising this. There's a big theme and trend in our business, which is as relevant to everybody, whatever sector you're in, about the rise of the knowledge worker. It is an irresistible trend. The race is on, and this is great news for all of us, fantastic news for all of us. The race is on to actually provide the virtual assistants and tools that enable us to do our jobs quicker and better and more accurately.
I know I've heard most of you say it at one point in time, even if I wasn't there, I hired a lawyer and not the firm. The relationship with the individual lawyers you hire in firms is incredibly important. But if you're hiring a lawyer who works in a firm that isn't supporting these kinds of practices, you are asking him or her to swim upstream like a salmon to lay his or her eggs and die. Okay? They simply will not survive in their firm or do you well if you do not find a way to find a firm that supports lawyers doing what it is you want them to do.
What this really raises is a question for you guys in terms of when you go back to the law firms you work with, what questions are you asking them about how they see the future? What questions are you asking them about the technologies they're investing in, where they see the technology going? And what questions are you asking them about how they're preparing to serve you in an uncertain future?